Did you ever wonder what celebrating has to do with burnout recovery? Hi there, I'm Angela Brown. I'm a content creator and I am recovering from burnout myself. I have an interesting concept for you today, and that is the concept of celebration. We are day 22 in my recovery from burnout, and today we're going to talk about celebrating. We've talked over the last couple of days about mending broken relationships. Yesterday, we talked about being present in the moment with other people. And today we're going to talk about celebrating the success of others. What does that have to do, though, with burnout recovery? It has everything to do with reciprocity. So, as we are rebuilding our lives, we need a lot of moral support and we need encouragement. It's part of being human, it's part of the human condition. Nobody wants to go at this alone, and we all need each other. But it's very easy as content creators to get wrapped up in our own journey and our own content and our own process. And it's easy to forget about other people. So we consume other people's content. But do we really stop and say, wait a second, this content creator whose information I'm consuming right now spent hours producing this video so that I could learn something new today? Do we pay attention to the fact that they too put in the hours and the drive and the determination to create something for us? And if that's the case and that's true, how are we paying that forward? And the answer is we need to stop what we're doing. We need to add a little thumbs up to the video. We need to add a comment or two to trip their algorithm for them and give them an attaboy and a thumbs up and like, hey, this is great content. I really appreciate it. When I first became aware of the concept of celebrating other people's wins, it was from the Optimists Creed. Now, if you're not familiar, Optimists International is an organization, and it has youth programs and volunteer programs and a lot of networking programs that help other people participate in, if you will, being positive and encouraging other people in hopes of making the world a happier place. And I want to read to you the Optimist Creed because there are a lot of little tiny gold nuggets in there. And if we look at the Optimist Creed as kind of a roadmap for our burnout recovery, one of the things that we will discover is that most of the things that it's recommending are absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything to be positive toward another human. So I want to read this for you. There are different variations of the Optimist Creed, but this is probably one of the most popular. It says, promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything, and to make optimism come true. To think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times, and to give every living creature you meet a smile, and to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, and too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble, to think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds, to live in faith that the whole world is on your side, so long as you are true to the best that is in you. Now, there are two things that stand out for me that we've talked about over the last couple of days. One of them is to give every living creature you meet a smile. This includes perfect strangers. This includes animals. This includes people. Okay. Every time you meet a person or you walk past them in the grocery store or you see them on the street or you see them in passing at the gym, this is a chance for you to smile first and to wave and to let them know, I see you. I see you. This is a little different from yesterday where we say, I am with you, and we have a conversation with them, but to say, I see you, a smile and a wave. It goes a long, long ways. The second thing is to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. And what does that mean? I just love this optimist creed. What that means is, if in fact you are on Facebook and you find another YouTuber and they say, hey, I just reached 200 subscribers, you might have 2,000 subscribers. So it's easy to go, that's nothing. I have 2,000. I have more than you, right? We want to compete and we want to compare ourselves to others. But if you will stop and you will give that person a thumbs up and say, way to go, this was really difficult and I'm so proud of you. What that does is that inspires. It's like tripping their personal algorithm, where now they want to go harder and they want to do better to make a mark in the world and to leave a difference. What is it that you are doing that can inspire the greatness in other people? Because here's how it works. When we are in burnout mode, we're self-absorbed and we think, oh no, I don't have the energy. I have nothing to give. I have no creativity. I'm this, I'm that, and we're victims. It's all about us. But when you turn outwards and you start looking at other people and you start observing their successes, it's little tiny successes. Like at the gym this morning, I saw a whole bunch of people working out. Maybe you can't tell the physical changes or any changes that they've made. But here's what I know. They got out of a comfortable bed this morning and they showed up at the gym. Hooray for you. Good for you. You made an effort here. Here you are, right? What happens then is day after day after day, they keep coming back. They're like, someone notices if I'm not at the gym. I have to show up. And we're now holding each other accountable. And it's reciprocity. I can't tell you today how many people that I've seen at the swimming pool. I don't know them very well. And some of them, I don't even know their names. But as they get out of the pool now and they're walking across the pool over from a distance, they find me. They make eye contact. They smile and they wave now. Why? Because I smile and I wave at them. And I'm clapping with my little drag gloves on, like, yay, you are here. And we wave, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I yell across the pool, good on you for showing up today. That's celebrating the success of others. And what happens is now there's this positive energy and there's this vibe of happiness and joy. Who thought that showing up every morning at the gym could bring joy? And instead of saying, well, I don't want to go, or I'm just working out by myself, or I'm an island and I keep to myself and mind my own business, you might mind your own business, and good on you if that's how you do. But a smile costs you nothing. And a wave of the hand costs you nothing. And a friendship or a word or a moment or a transference of hope costs you nothing. And what you don't know is this. When you're recovering from burnout, you actually need that in return. And it is very hard to smile at someone with a genuine, heartfelt smile like, I see you, and have them not smile back. And guess what? When you smile at someone else, you get a whole bunch of happiness coming back at you. And do you know what we need when we're in burnout? We need other people to say, I see you. That's coming back at us, right? And we can trip that by giving that to other people. So when we celebrate the success of other people, it comes right back at us. And there are people that are clapping and cheering for us. And they're like, hey, here you go. Good on you. Hooray for all of your subscribers, right? There are people that are cheering us on. And that's what we need in burnout recovery. So while we've been repairing our relationships, while we've been paying extra attention to people and making small comments that are 30 to 60 seconds long, where we don't talk about us and we're not bragging about us and we're not trying to one up their stories, what's happening is we're saying, I see you. And now we're saying, I see you and I support you and I applaud you and I'm cheering you on and you've got this. And what happens is that comes right back at us. There are people that are, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? And how can I inspire or encourage you? And that is exactly what we need in burnout recovery. So your assignment for today, and I want you to leave comments in the notes below. Who are you going to cheer on? Is it the people at the gym? Is it your kids that think they're invisible when they're around you? Is it the next door neighbors that keep a really tidy yard and they seem to go unnoticed day after day, week after week, year after year? Who is it you're going to make a difference in the lives of others by shouting out to them, hey, I see you and I'm glad you showed up today. That's your excitement and encouragement for today. All right, let's check in real quick and see how we did, because I want to keep you posted on how I did, and I want to hear your journey as well. How did you do? Okay, keep me posted. All right, the first thing I want to mention is my sleep. And this is really important that we have a conversation about sleep, because sleep is a shortage that most content creators experience. I know, for example, last night I got 4 hours and 47 minutes of sleep. That's a little bit skinny on the sleep for me. And I told myself, if at all possible, I was going to have a nap today, because when I woke up this morning, boy, it was challenging. But here's what I know: I got to go to the gym because there's a whole bunch of people that are cheering for me as I cheer for them. Okay, so we got up and we went to the gym, but boy, was it tough, right? It's not easy every day to do the things that make a dramatic difference in your life, but doing them day after day after day after day creates new habits. And there's a long-term residual effect of change where you become a better person every day. So I got a little bit more sleep than I'm usually used to, and I'm going to take a nap today so that I can continue in progress of repairing my body and my mind and my spirits so that I can stay in recovery mode. All right, the next thing is the hydration. And I love drinking now. I'm super excited about all the water that I've been drinking. I've got my apple cider vinegar and my lemon juice. I also have my herb tea. Today I'm drinking a pumpkin spice herb tea that is just natural tea. It doesn't have any artificial sweeteners in it. And so I'm just excited about that because today it happens to be Halloween. So I'm just having a lot of fun here today. And I'm making sure that the things that I eat do not spike my blood sugar. There will be no candy for me. I'm not going to have a single piece of candy today. And I've gone so far into the Halloween with no treats. So the treat is that I feel fantastic and that I have control of this, right? All right, the next thing is the intermittent fasting. I've been intermittent fasting for up to 23 hours a day, and then taking about an hour off where I can eat a meal or two. And it's usually a meal and a snack in my 1 hour. And then I go back to fasting again. I'm going to open up that window a little bit, and I'm going to go back to a 4 hour window. And I'm going to try to do protein at the top of that 4 hour window and then protein at the end of the 4 hour window. And then I'll go for about 20 more hours. I realize and I kind of sense in my body that I need a little bit more protein. And I think it's because I'm doing some all-out massive action workouts and my muscles are craving certain things. And the things that I'm wishing for are things like chicken or fish or something like that. So I realize that I need more protein in my diet. So by opening up that window a little bit and doing a 20-hour fast and then eating for 4 hours and doing 2 small segments of protein, I think is going to make all the difference in the world. All right, so that is my intermittent fasting. The next thing is the nourishment. And this has been a real interesting study for me because I never really knew much about nourishment, but I'm learning a lot and I'm watching a lot of videos. I'm going to leave links in the show notes to a video that I watched yesterday on intermittent fasting and the reason why it works. There are some really interesting studies that will make you go, oh, wait a second, I never knew that. That makes perfect sense. And it was a video that kind of validated everything that I've been working towards. And so there were some things that I was doing kind of instinctively, like I wonder if this is the best approach, but then trying to find videos that would either say, yes, this is a great idea, or there's a better way to do it. And so I'm finding some validating videos that are like, yeah, you're on the right track, which is awesome because I thought I was because I feel so good and I've seen so much progress. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not fooling myself. All right, my workouts are spectacular. And I'm very competitive by nature. And I find myself trying to compete with yesterday's times. I find myself trying to compete with what I did 35 seconds ago. And so as I'm doing some kicks in the swimming pool, and I'm doing all resistance training right now in the swimming pool, I'm doing a lot of interval work. So I'll do 45 seconds all out massive action and then like a 15-second break, then 45 seconds of all out massive action and a 15-second break. And I've been doing all different kinds of exercise varieties. And I've noticed I've started getting really strong. But in addition to getting strong, it's also started regulating my breathing. Because if you're doing all out massive action, you have to have controlled breathing so that you're breathing properly instead of huffing and then just relaxing, but that you have a steady stream of oxygen flowing through your body and brain. So it's repurposing my breathing and it's getting oxygen flowing to my brain and my thoughts are starting to flow and I'm feeling great. But it's the process of doing that consistently over and over and over. So I've been at the gym every single day, Monday through Friday, and then taking Saturday, Sunday as kind of easy tone down days. So I'm excited about that. And in the process, I burned 24,000, I burned 2,473 calories yesterday, which is really awesome because I feel like I'm on a regular routine of getting in my steps and getting in my exercise and what have you, with even a sedentary lifestyle of sitting at a computer and doing podcasts all day. So, yay. All right, the next thing is my moods. My moods are really crucial to me because everything I do, as is true for all content creators, comes through the moods that you have. And if you are in a bad mood, or if you feel tired or lethargic, or you're feeling like a victim, it's going to come through in the content that you create. And I was a guest on a podcast yesterday, the Cleaning Business Life podcast, for an hour and a half. It ran really long, but I felt like the entire time that I was able to kind of like be on and, stay with the group, that I was able to keep talking and answer the questions that they fired at me. And I felt like, had I not gone through this recovery process, an hour and a half would have been like burnout. I would have been so tired and worn out. And at the end, kind of like, are we done with the questions already? But I felt like the time flew, and I felt like I was really on my A game, and that I was really present. And so I'm finding that my moods are really starting to support the work that I'm doing. And I was thinking about it early this morning as I was working out. I was thinking, I wonder if this is kind of like beginner's luck, because I did some radically different stuff. Boom, here's a radically different result. And is this sustainable over the long haul, or was this kind of like a fast burst of whatever, and then does it fade? If I keep doing the things that got me here, will I keep getting the same kinds of results? I don't know, but I'm really curious. So I'm going to keep you posted. The progress that I've had in my business, and this is the next thing I want to mention, is that as I go through my business day, I've been tracking moment by moment what I'm doing and how does this compare to other days. And in the last couple of weeks, I've been so incredibly productive that I've been able to not just finish projects that I've started, but also really catch up on some things that were on the sidelines that were important to my business that had kind of gotten pushed to the side because I didn't have the energy, or I didn't have the time, or I was too swamped, or what have you. And so now I feel like I'm starting to catch up, and I'm getting back on track again. And I feel like, oh yeah, I'm in the groove. I'm making this happen. So progress is A-okay. I'm happy with that. All right, some of the challenges that I've had. And I think it's also important to track our challenges, because if you don't track your challenges, how do you know if you're making any progress? And so some of the challenges that I have are internal to my organization. They're things that I need to fix and things that I need to correct. And it's little things like I have some broken links on the website where you click on them and it says a 404 error page. And everybody has those from time to time. And I say, oh, yes, well, it's not a life or death situation. It can wait till tomorrow. And I find myself going in now trying to fix those things. But it's a long list. I got a long list of little tiny things that need time and attention. And I'm trying to knock those little things off one by one to make sure that it's the best user experience every step of the way through the content creator journey. All right, then the next thing that I'm focused on is lifelongproductions.com/burnout. This is where I'm making a progress report every single day of everything I ate, literally line item by line item, everything that went into my mouth, everything that I drank, the amount of sleep, the calories that I burned, all of the different sections of my business during the day, down to what podcasts I did and who I talked to and all the things. And the reason I'm doing this is it's kind of like a diary. But as I go back and I look at even 3 weeks ago, I see startings of progressions of things I was doing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we've already executed that and it's already gone to market. And in 3 weeks' time, I'm seeing progressions of things that got started and finished and are already produced and out the door. And who knew that that was how fast content creators create? And so if you are producing content and you're doing fantastic things, if you don't also track your success as well as your failures, how do you know what progress you've made? And it's easy to wake up one day and go, yeah, I did a bunch of stuff and I don't know what I did and I'm burned out. But if you're able to look every single day at what you did, you can jump into any day and go, oh, wow, this is a little snapshot in history. Check it out. Look how far I've come since then. And it's very empowering and it's very inspiring. So if you ever have a bad day, I want you to go back to the beginning and look at what got you here. And then maybe you can start to see where you tripped or slipped along the way and how you got to the moment that needs the reboot. right? How did I get back into burnout mode? What did I do that tripped me here? And now as I'm starting to watch my sleep, I'm like, maybe it was my sleep. I'm not sleeping very much. Let me fix that. And every day making these tiny, tiny tweaks. So check it out, lifelong.productions.com/burnout. All right. And then one more thing, a shout out to Lifelong Productions. Lifelong Productions is a program that's helping content creators finish the projects they start, including myself. And so if you have a website that you're trying to finish, or you have landing pages, or you have forms that you're trying to connect to payments, or you're trying to get your first podcast out the door, or you're trying to monetize your YouTube channel, this is a place that can help content creators because they have your best interests in mind. And it's a whole bunch of content creators coming together with a collaborative effort to cheer you on and to give you inspiration to finish your dreams and to make a difference in your life. So today's purpose and today's lesson, be as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. It's celebrating life, not just your life, but the lives of the people around you. And in turn, they will turn and celebrate you. All right, that is it for today. I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you so much. If you got